Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Weatherby. I am a go-to-market lead on the Americas Shopping team.
And I'm Gloria Yarovaya, also from the Americas Shopping team.
And I'm Ankit Kopikar from Google's Shopping team, mainly working on local inventory ads.
Great. Thanks, everyone, for being here. And we are looking forward to getting the most out of Google Shopping this holiday season. We have a packed agenda, so we'll get going here. And the first thing we're going to do is talk about some holiday predictions, as well as a look back on holiday insights from last year. A big takeaway was mobile, obviously. Then we're going to go into holiday preparation, where we will deep dive into Merchant Center, campaigns, and bidding. Finally, we're going to review some pro tips on what to look out for during the holiday, including some emphasis on local strategy. So now I'm going to pass it over to Gloria.
Thank you. And before I begin, I just want to mention that this is a live session, and we are going to be taking questions at the end if you have any. So make sure to comment under this video, and we will check in with you at the end.
We're going to do our best to try to get those.
We're going to do our best, yeah. All right. So shopper behavior has changed dramatically in the last 5 years, with mobile increasingly at the heart of these on-the-go shopping interactions. Over the past holiday season, we've seen shoppers increasingly turn to their smartphones to help them discover just the right gifts. They're making valuable decisions what to buy, where to buy from prior to visiting the store, and their expectations for digital experiences are getting much higher. With more information readily available at their fingertips, we see that shoppers today have truly become more purposeful, more informed, focused, and better prepared than ever before. It's an exciting time to be in digital. According to eMarketer's holiday preview, e-commerce sales will climb to an estimated 12% this holiday. M-commerce transactions on smartphones will reach over 100 billion for the first time, growing at over 51% year over year. And per Deloitte's 2016 study, digital advertising will influence nearly 70% of all holiday transactions. Customers continue to lean to Google Shopping as the place to discover, find, and buy. In fact, we saw that nearly 50% year-on-year growth on shopping traffic overall, with a particularly strong growth on mobile at nearly 70% year-on-year. This past holiday was truly mobile's merriest season yet. We saw this reflected in our own search data. More than half of shopping-related searches happen on mobile versus desktop. And while mobile searches were rising across the board, we saw that consumers especially become comfortable in searching for home and garden and toys and games on their mobile devices. And it wasn't that people were just browsing and researching on their mobile devices. They were also buying. In total, the percentage of purchases happening on mobile devices grew 14% from holiday 2015. In 2016, shopping for the best deals extended beyond just a single day, and showing that you can't win this holiday season by only being present on a single day. As you're finalizing your strategy, here's a quick reminder of the key sales dates this year. Note that over 50% of shoppers start before Halloween. In 2016, retail sales on Black Friday grew 21%. Cyber Monday mobile sales were up 34%, and 46% of shoppers say free shipping is a deciding factor. And I know the slide is a little busy and probably hard to see for you guys, so please reach out to your Google account team if you would like a copy of this. And now I'm going to pass it back to Kevin.
All right, I love the reindeer. That's great. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the three main areas: Merchant Center, campaigns, and bidding. So jumping right into Merchant Center, starting with data quality and fresh data is key. One main goal should be to have all of your products live. So here you can see there's a number of, or these are the top three areas that we see product disapprovals. The first one is price mismatch. So the key here is to make sure you update your feed frequently. Second is crawler issues. And those are usually related to the robots.txt file found on the retailer site. So the key thing here is make sure you don't make any changes to the robots.txt file, and make sure that it's allowing Google to crawl the pages. Then lastly, missing tax and shipping. So you want to make sure that all of your tax and shipping is updated. It can be done at the account level or even at the product level. All right, one of the things here I love is that we just released the opportunities report. And this is found inside the Merchant Center. This report surfaces key data, campaigns, and business opportunities. It can help you prioritize issues to fix that will make the biggest impact for your shopping program. And the part that I love is it provides the potential traffic that you could gain by fixing the issue. Now, we talked a little bit before about getting accurate, fresh data. And for a retailer who is frequently changing prices, one of the best ways is to use the product inventory update feed. This now is a feature that can be found inside that's called Take Latest, which you can use to select multiple sources from within Merchant Center. The most common use case, like I said, is this product inventory update feed. And it's uses the, inside that feed, it's a feed ID, price, and the availability. It's pretty simple. And it's easy to set up, so that's one of the big advantages. And it begins processing immediately. So this is one of the best ways for retaining control of frequent price updates.
Really useful during the holidays.
All right, so another is automatic item updates. Now, one of the things on this is you want to make sure that this is implemented early in the season. This requires the retailer to put schema.org tags in the back end of their site. So again, this has got to be started early. It should be started right now if you're thinking of implementing it. Some of the advantages of this are that these are actively updated by Google, and they're updated about every 30 minutes. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention on this is that this is not designed to fix like major feed issues. It's just for minor feed issues. So every time the feed refreshes, you're going to get whatever comes back in the feed. This is just intended for just small fixes. All right. Now, one of the other issues we see is that common when there's going to be issues that pop up. You want to make sure that your contacts are up to date. And one of the best features I think we've released in there is that you now are able to add multiple contacts and assign different roles to them. So there's no reason now that multiple people can't receive the same alert. Never again will you hear, oh, I didn't get that email. All right, now we want to talk about preparing for seasonality events. And one of the biggest things is doing merchant promotions. We already talked about free shipping. That's one of the key things that customers are looking for. So it's really key to call out free shipping or maybe site-wide promotions like 20% off. You can even use smaller promotions like maybe promoting a single object like a Xbox 360, 15% off with a free game. The other thing to do is you can take advantage of some of the attributes in the feed, such as sale price and sale price effective date. The other thing I'd want to mention, though, is make sure whenever you're entering promotions in, give adequate time for our teams to review the policies. They typically work during the week, and so you want to make sure if it's going to be happening on the weekend, get it to us at least a day ahead of time.
Good tip.
All right. Now I'm going to turn it over to Ankit, and he's going to talk about optimizing and making changes to campaigns.
Perfect. Thanks, Kevin. So I'd like to begin by encouraging everyone to take a step back and think about what your holiday priorities are this year. You can identify which product lines or departments need special attention, like maybe separate budgets or stronger bids. Do not forget those specific seasonal products or any new product launches which you want to drive this holiday season. And to get the most value for your investment, identify which products are most profitable to you and drive strongest conversions, whether they happen online or in stores. Now, once you align on your strategy, a good tip would be to use data from last year, especially within the item IDs report, to identify which are your historically top performing items. Now, this report is available in the Dimensions tab in Current AdWords or under Predefined Reports in AdWords Next. Now, you can coordinate across your organization to align on which SKUs matter most. You should consider breaking these items into their own dedicated campaigns so you can really focus on them. And finally, it's a great time to align on your local inventory ad strategy. If you have store-specific goals, you may also want to consider breaking out local inventory ads into their own campaigns.
Sounds like a good pro tip right there.
Absolutely.
All right.
And now once you have your priority items in their own campaigns, it's always a good idea to check if your best sellers are currently eligible to serve ads. AdWords provides product-level performance data in the Products tab, which includes an attribute called Product Status, which will let you know if any of your items are currently disapproved, inactive, or ready to serve. And now, a pro tip! You may have to opt in the columns from an ad group level or within the Product tab to look at the product status data. So that's always a good idea. Now, too often, we see that critical new SKUs are never given an impression because they simply don't have a bid. Ensure that you adjust your priority levels and create a catch-all campaign to target all products, so you give every product a chance to serve ads. And now I'll pass it on to Gloria, who is going to talk about showcase ads and bidding.
Thank you. All right, so by now, the majority of you are familiar with the showcase shopping ads. We've talked about it at Google in the last couple of months and in the past year. But to recap, it is a format that helps you differentiate your brand when the shopper is not yet sure what it is they want to buy, where they want to buy it, and are still in their discovery journey. So it is an opportunity to inspire customers through your beautiful lifestyle and product imagery. We give you control over your branding, and you can differentiate from other retailers by choosing the header image and products eligible to appear in the ad. Showcase shopping ads lets you choose how to merchandise your products by selecting product groups that you want to target with your ad. For example, you can target a seasonal category like back-to-school related items. And we have seen this ad unit grow pretty rapidly since the beginning of the year. In fact, it has we've seen query coverage on Showcase ads grow 4 times since January, and we expect it to continue on a similar trajectory through the end of the year. So really pay attention to how you guys are doing there. And last thing I want to mention about this ad unit is, we want to make sure that when you are looking at performance, you are focusing on view-through conversions and engagements, and not looking at this as a last-click product for measurement. All right, let's move on to bidding. Okay, so and another reminder, we were talking about this as well. So you guys all should be familiar with eCPC by now. Enhanced CPC is the recommended tactic for automated bidding. It gives an additional boost based on query level data. It is an automated bidding system that works with other third-party tools. And given the dynamic nature of search actions, the right bid is a moving target. AdWords offers true action time optimization that sets bids for each individual action, not just a few times a day. So again, it does work with third-party tools, so you want to make sure to layer this on top because it is one of the only tools out there that will look at query level data. So make sure you have this on. And the last couple of things to remind you guys, take a look, make sure to review 2016 conversion rates for guidance, and use competitive bids to capture increased qualified traffic. The couple of reports we want to make sure that you guys are looking at when you think about bidding. Again, you should be familiar with at least the ClickShare. So utilize absolute top impression share and ClickShare reports to win this holiday season. They are a proxy for position and a better indicator of performance opportunity, like driving traffic, increased by improving position and providing more opportunities for clicks. Note that absolute top impression share is a new metric. We just launched it, I think, about a month ago. It is available in the AdWords Next interface. And for more information, you can visit Google's Inside AdWords blog or reach out to your Google account manager, who can loop in the shopping team if needed.
I was going to say one thing on Absolute Top Impression Share. It's great to use for those products that you want to surface, right? It's not really intended to be used on the entire product category, or I mean the entire product assortment, but you want to just the ones that you're really trying to push up. This is going to be critical for you to be able to gauge like where that product shows.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So you're not looking, you probably don't want to look at reaching 100% absolute top impression share, for your entire inventory all of the time. This is where you want to look throughout the holiday season and how you're doing on your top products, top categories, those items that you really want to make sure you're winning this holiday season. So that's how we recommend using this report.
Yeah, especially for doorbuster items during Black Friday or key holiday events.
And
very useful.
The other thing too to mention is we'd like to get feedback on this new feature. This is really helpful to our engineering teams to understand, is this useful? If it isn't, then we'd love to hear what would make it more useful.
Great. All right, remarketing for shopping ads. So most retailers have 30-day cookies for remarketing lists for search ads all year round, which means that most shoppers in October are probably forgotten by Black Friday. For the holiday, our recommendation is moving from a 30-day list to a 90-day list, and it brings the typical retail remarketing list 9% more click coverage, 15% more conversion coverage. And you can also plan for 2018 and move from a 30-day list to a 180-day list to see 11% more click coverage and 21% more conversion coverage. For the list segmentation, it is recommended to follow the funnel, so from home page to past converters. And as you build these lists, you should negative out any visitor on the list to the left. So category page visitors should not include home page viewers. And remember to adjust bids, because adding lists alone won't impact performance. And of course, make sure that you have enough budget and are bidding enough to capture all the growth available in shopping this year, as we have seen. You may miss out on shoppers by capping your budgets during the busiest time of the year. And reaching budget caps through the day would be the same as closing the store for part of the daytime. You will be missing out on traffic if your customers expect you to be open but can't find your products. And now I'm going to pass it over to Kevin for some final tips.
Right. I think that's one of the easiest wins is uncapping budgets. Okay, so we talked about what to do before the holiday. Now we want to talk about what to do during the holiday. And again, we're going to talk about these different areas that we already have. We're going to run through some of the critical elements of each of these buckets. We know that the peak season crunch time will soon arrive. So here are some tips for shopping-focused individuals to keep things running smoothly. All right, so we're going to start again with Merchant Center. I'd say the basic thing is just keep all products live. You want to be monitoring Merchant Center as often as possible. Make sure you leverage the opportunities report that I mentioned earlier. This is a dynamic report. It changes frequently, and you'll be able to get those quick wins from pulling those nuggets from there. And then again, make sure that you're adding your contacts to the emails, because again, sometimes things do happen, and it's good to have eyes on what's going on. Now, one note about our item disapprovals. So recently, or over the last year, we've changed from doing account level suspensions to more of a item level disapprovals. And so the good thing about this is that we no longer see the whole account suspended very often. I mean, there's still a few cases that happens, but most of the time it's at the product level. But it's still, important that you're checking the diagnostics to make sure that, there's areas where you can improve and try to fix those issues. So again, keep as much of your inventory live as possible. All right, and Gloria?
All right, so bids and budgets. So to recap, we want to make sure you take advantage of increasing conversion rates on shopping during the peak holiday season. Review bids regularly on all devices. Pay special attention to increasing conversion rates during the peaks, and ensure budgets are not capped. Shopping ads in the top result on mobile see up to 3 times the engagement from shoppers. So use auction insights to monitor who your top competitors are and what they're up to, and use ClickShare and Absolute Top Impression Share reports to measure how you're performing on your top categories. For Showcase ads, since it's a somewhat of a new unit, wanted to give you some pro tips. First of all, ensure that you
Pro tips. Pro tips. Sorry, that was not too coordinated on that one.
First off, ensure that you have budget allocation of about 2 to 5% of your product listing ads, and you can request guidance from your Google account representative on category budgets. Next, plan ahead and implement holiday-specific creative into Showcase, and you probably want to make sure that you request that from your creative teams today, because we know sometimes it could take a little while. You will also want to ensure that you get the most impressions possible to set up specific and generic ad groups. And we recommend implementing a site visitor audience list to begin building audience list data and measuring new customers. All right, and I'm going to pass it back to Ankit to talk about local inventory ads.
Thanks, Gloria. So it's no surprise that retailers observe really strong traffic during the key holiday season. And our search data actually shows that shoppers indicate a higher local intent, queries such as near me or nearby, during the key holiday season. Now, for 2 years in a row, we've seen a 75% year-on-year growth in these local intent queries, and that tells a lot. And finally, local intent peaks after shipping cutoff, as most of the last-minute shoppers, like you and me, Kevin.
Yeah, exactly. This is made for me. These ads are made for me.
Yeah, so you see the local intent queries really shoot up after that shipping cutoff date, when those last-minute shoppers want to shop directly from the stores rather than buying it online.
And it is such a, it is such a good product to complement everything that you are doing, to surface your inventory online. And we really saw so much growth in it over the years. So if you do have a brick and mortar store, definitely take advantage of this strategy.
Yeah, another tip would be that local inventory ads also lets you promote your in-store only items. Those are items that you don't sell online. And they can also serve ads when you go out of stock online, so you don't lose out on that really key impression.
And a lot of this is just, if you have the stores, there's so much incremental traffic that you can get from this ad unit. So we really, really recommend that you embrace it this holiday season.
Perfect. And that's why the next slide says think locally. And this is really important. So what can you do to optimize your campaigns to maximize this local potential? First, check that your local fields are up to date and your Google My Business account is complete and updated with all the latest store information, including store-specific ads. You can also use location targeting to bid higher around your stores. Don't forget to bid higher on mobile as well, because you want to capture that user who's on the go on their mobile device. Always a good idea. The ad scheduling feature within campaign settings allows you to bid higher during store open hours and high traffic hours. And this is something that you should look after, especially when you have extended holiday hours during this key period. And finally, monitor your search impression share and your click share to ensure that your bids and budgets are always remain competitive during this key period. And a pro tip is...
Sorry.
A pro tip is to make sure that your campaigns are running smoothly, they have enough budgets, and the bids stay strong. A good way to look at the bids would be to look at your benchmark CPCs and to ensure that you stay competitive in all those key product categories. And now I hope you found these tips really useful, and I would like to hand it back to Kevin to provide a final summary. Kevin?
All right, thank you. Okay, so this is a holiday timeline and also just kind of a checklist on all the things that we've covered today. Now, again, we know this is text heavy, so reach out to your AdWords rep and ask them for a copy of this, and you'll be able to have a checklist to mark off on, make sure you're doing all of the best shopping holiday pro tips that we've given today. And on that, we're going to open it up.
I'm going to check to see if we have
now, this is a test here.
Any questions?
Okay. Looks like we're...
Okay, there's a lot of questions. Let's see.
We got to scroll down here.
Scroll down here. a lot of technical chat
While
questions.
we're looking on this, did you have one already from local inventory ads on setup, right? Wasn't that the question?
Just this morning, I got a question from one of the retailers on how to build local inventory ad campaigns. And this was one of the pro tips as well. And if you have store-specific budgets or store-specific goals, then you should try to build a local inventory ads only campaign. Now, an easy way to do this is to actually build a whole new shopping campaign, and within the campaign settings, enable local inventory ad, and then use an inventory filter for channel is local. Now, this will tell AdWords to only serve local inventory ads for that particular campaign.
All right,
Great.
and now since we're talking about local, there are actually a few questions.
Yeah.
How can an ad show in 3 local maps? Is there a trick to it? I know there are location extensions, but sometimes they won't show in a local pack.
So that's a good question. So the way local inventory ads actually works is it looks at multiple factors to show the best ad to the user. And those factors can be what device the user is currently on, where the user is currently located, as well as what product is the user searching for. So if it's an in-store only product or a multi-channel product, you'll see a different ad format. So specifically with regards to maps, now this again depends on the user's location as well as the in-stock inventory levels around the user's location. So if my local apparel store has it in stock, then I will see the ad within the maps and within the various search interfaces. But if it's out of stock, then we will replace that ad with an online shopping ad, formerly known as PLAs.
There's one thing, too, I don't think we had on the slides that was recently released, and that's distance bidding as well,
Yes.
right? So that's another modifier that they can adjust inside AdWords now to bring those ads out more, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right. So bid by distance was always has been available for text for a while now, but we had just recently released the feature to be available for shopping and local inventory ads. So make sure to take advantage of that.
I also see a question on, are we going to see voice assistant on local inventory ads? And that is definitely something that's new and upcoming. And a lot of retailers have been asking about this. And the product and the engineering teams are really working hard to get that live. I believe we have some tests going on. So the way it works is I could just ask my Google Assistant or my Google Home, where can I find size 12 black shoes? And it'll show me all the local stores which actually have that particular item on stock. Very useful feature.
It's going to be great.
All right, so we have a question on absolute top impression share. How many products are a good test, would be a good test? And what priority level would you set? So as far as a priority level, I would say set it on high, because these are the products that your products and product groups that you want to showcase. And as far as how many, it really depends on how big your feed is, right? Like if you have, and we usually like to think of the 80-20 rule, where a lot of the times, 20% of your products might be the most profitable for you, right? So if you have 1 million products in your feed, you set up 200,000, of them on high priority and see how they're tracking.
But again, like with absolute top impression share, I think we want to even have you condense down even fewer. So I would say that there's really no minimum. I mean, one product would be fine. Let's say you just launched the iPhone 8 and you want to showcase that, or not showcase it. That's a bad term because we have showcase ads, but you want to promote that. That's fine to just have that one product there. So it's really, this is really designed to have fewer products, but you can take the learnings from what you do to boost that up into the top slot and apply those to other ads.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could probably focus on your doorbuster items specifically during your key holiday seasons, or any items that are on promotion that your organization is trying to drive. The other ones could be your brand new items, which are hot in the market. And an easy way to also look at it is identify which product categories get the most number of search impressions. Maybe you can look at last year's data at an item ID level, and that'll tell you a good bit of insights on which products to focus this absolute top impression share on.
Great.
Can you post a link for the slides used for this presentation?
Yeah. So I'm not sure. you may go to this particular link that you're on now, and it'll show, but it will be available in on the YouTube channel. I think it's going to be in the AdWords channel of YouTube. So we don't have it right now, but you definitely could check back with your AdWords reps and get that later. Okay, we need a few more questions, or you may have to listen to us sing Jingle Bells, which we tried before this, and it was pretty interesting.
Okay, shopping ads below a specific YouTube video. Could you say a bit more about this? I think this is TrueView for shopping. This could be.
It is. I don't have a lot of information on that. You have to opt in for this, but do you have any more information?
I mean, I think it's an opt-in feature. I also don't have a lot on this product, but Fallout Visio Google account manager for this.
Yeah.
It's an opt-in.
And one thing I want to mention, we're going to be doing a couple of more practitioner or advanced practitioner videos coming up in the next few weeks. They'll be a little bit shorter than this, and they may not have Q&A, but we're going to do like deep dives into Showcase specifically, local inventory ads, and some campaign management. So I'll be looking for those in the next few weeks. All right, anything else?
I think this is it.
So I think that's it, yeah. So we really appreciate your time today. We wish everybody a happy holidays and good shopping.
Right, good shopping. Happy holidays.
Thanks, everyone.